Hello everyone. Welcome to D&D's Crazy World. Today we will be discussing how to create a character. Now first off, we are using D&D Beyond as a format. There are different formats such as Roll20, Paper, Paperless, which this is, and other platforms. This is just my preferred platform. Now, if we scroll down, this is the first screen that you will see when creating a character. Um, you will see that first off, there is advancements. There's HP, which I have set to fixed, although many like to do manual. There is encumbrance. I don't typically use encumbrance. Not very many people do, unless you are in a very realistic campaign. And I like to set modifiers to top. So, first off, we got, uh, sorry, I apologize. Uh, so when you look and you see that I have a very large list of many different races that you can choose. You see legacy. Legacy means that they have removed it from the game, but have not necessarily gotten rid of it. The typical player will normally choose one of these. However, today I am feeling like a tiefling, so I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to do a normal tiefling, as I am not aware of all the rest of them, and I don't want to make this overcomplicated. So you'll see that I get dark vision, which means I can see 60 feet in front of you. Um, then we have resistance to fire damage, and a couple spells that I automatically know, no matter what class I am. Next, we're going to choose, I think, we're going to go with a fighter. I like fighters. They're pretty simple, and they tend to add a lot to the game. Next, we're going to see that we get our hit points right here. Um, Not very important. D&D Beyond will calculate it for you. However, if you're really interested, it does tell you how to do this. And it tells you how to calculate it as well. The next step, we can go into a paper calculations and more in another video, but for now, this is what we're going to be doing. Next, we have the fighter's skills. These are the proficiencies that I would get if I were to choose to be a fighter. So for example, I'm going to do perception and intimidation because I want to be able to see what I'm doing and to intimidate anything that I see. Little joke there. Then I'm going to choose two-weapon fighting. Now that's because that I believe I'm going to go for a dexterous build, a dexterity build. That means that I'm going to be faster, I'm going to be more likely to dodge things than I am to take a giant sword and slash an enemy or use a shield, basically. Now, if you want to use a shield, I would suggest, perhaps a great shield, or no, not great shield. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing. But you can see there are many different techniques for your fighting style. This is just because I have a lot of the content. Um, Anywho, next we have our generation method for our ability scores. So I like to typically do point buy, and that is typically what is available, as it's pretty fair, as well as most campaigns will allow point buy. Not very many people will allow manual slash rolled. Many will allow standard array as well. But it is all up to your DM. Keep that in mind. I'm going to make it so that my dexterity is 15. Big score. Next, we're going to put my next highest score as my constitution because I want to have a lot of HP. But we're only going to put it to 14 because 15 doesn't do much for us. Then we're going to make these into 10 because I don't particularly want to have negatives. And then we're going to put into strength 13 because I don't want that to be a low score necessarily but I don't want it to be I'm not looking to be a super strong person, is my point. Then, next we're going to come up with the character, and we're going to call him Hugar the Mighty. This is just a funny name that I came up with, but you can name your character whatever you would like. You can also technically add a little profile picture right here. Next, I know exactly which one we're going to be doing. We're going to be using a knight. Um, this is because that the knight gains some cool stuff, and it makes the most sense for my character. Um, we are going to use a dragon chess set, and we get an extra language. So this is a language that I would speak on top of common and human. So I'm going to choose celestial because I don't want to be able to speak to angels, gods, that sort of thing. Next, we have alignment. Alignment is what determines what your character's actions would be, whether they would be chaotic, not following the law and doing whatever they want, or even just being chaotic. Next would be the lawful, which follows the law. Neutral does whatever they want. They don't care if it follows the law or not. Then we have evil, obviously evil. Then we have neutral. Neutral doesn't care much for either or, they just do whatever they want. And good, which does things for the good of the people. Now we are going to choose neutral neutral to keep things simple. Uh, for our faith, we are going to put Zeus. That's not how you spell that. Apologize. Um, this is generally just what character and what god would you follow under. This can be anything for the most part, as long as your DM would allow it. Lifestyle is based on what you want your character to be living in when, like, for example, they go to a hotel. They might say, I want a room, and depending on what they've chosen here, which is the amount of money they will pay each day to maintain that lifestyle. So, for example, an aristocrat will pay 10 gold coins each day so that they can maintain their status as an aristocrat. Now, this might be different. Perhaps a DM will say that, you only have to pay 10 GP once a month, whatever. It just makes sure that you live a very wealthy lifestyle when you go to a hotel, so you'll get the best suites, everything, when you pay for a hotel. Next, we have physical characteristics. We're going to have black hair. We're going to have tan skin. We're going to have blue eyes. We're going to be 6 foot. Then we're going to be 190, and we're going to be 25, and we're going to be male. So that is just some examples of things you can put for that. Feel free to change anything. Next, we have personal characteristics. Uh, these are flavor. You don't necessarily have to add these. However, a lot of DMs appreciate when you do. Same thing for notes. These include organizations, allies, enemies. Your backstory is typically what a lot of DMs will ask for, as it is very important to your character on how you got there, how you got to be who you are. Next, we will choose our starting equipment. Here, we will see that the fighter, now each class gets different starting equipment or gold, depending on what class they are, and subclass, keep in mind. So we are going to choose chainmail because I'm not looking to be stealthy here. I am simply looking to be dexterous. Next, we will be choosing 2 martial weapons. Uh, that will be 2 short swords because I feel like that'd be pretty cool having two-handed fighting style. We'll have 2 hand axes, a Dungeoneer's pack because it's basically the same thing as an Explorer's pack, except for the fact that it comes with one or two extra things that are pretty nice. I get a set of fine clothes, a signet ring, a a scroll of pedigree, and a purse containing 25 gold coins. And then I'll now make sure if you're on D&D Beyond and you're doing this, you need to add starting equipment because it will not add it to your character if you do not. Next, we get to view our character. Now, from here, we are going to first off, I'm going to show you because about spellcasters. I have a few set up here, so we're gonna look at Dan the Lightning Man. He is a wizard, which is a prepared spellcaster. And now you might be a bard or a warlock, which they do not need to prepare spells. Um, they just know spells. So this guy is a wizard, though, which means that he needs to prepare his spells. Now, this is something else for later, but basically, the uh, first thing you'll want to do is go to spells, manage spells, and you'll see a giant list of spells that you can add. Now, typically, you'll have a limited amount of each. If you're a wizard, you'll have a spell book which allows you to learn any number of spells. However, you can only have a certain amount of prepared spells. That doesn't mean you can know infinite of them and know the entire spell list of an entire wizard, something ridiculous. That just means you can know a lot of spells. You would need to reference the wizard in either D&D Beyond, Google, any other resource that you might be able to find to see how many spells a typical wizard knows. This also includes they have their spell save DC, which is intelligence. You want to look into this as well when you're creating your character. Um, the modifier, spell attack modifier, and the spell save DC are all affected by a certain stat. For me, that is intelligence. I get a +5 modifier, and yes, so that would be a +10 plus whatever else you need to add. Anywho, thank you for watching my quick tutorial on how to create a character. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Please like and subscribe for more. And if you want more future videos, make sure to subscribe so you get the notification first. Have a wonderful day. Bye.